Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever review of the NFL. I'm doing a review on week 1. I'll tell you what, guys, we had some hell of football games that went on in week 1. Definitely, I'm not going to go through all of them because it would take me forever to do that, but just going through some of the big games that occurred on Thursday of last week all the way up to last night. There was some really great games, especially Monday night game between the Falcons and Eagles. That was an outstanding game. The other game that was really shocking is how well the 49ers played last night. I thought this game was going to be like a low-scoring game, which it kind of turned out to be that way at first. But as time went on, the 49ers slipped away with the victory with a 20-3 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Surprisingly enough, Adrian Peterson played like shit. Only 31 yards and 10 rushing attempts. Pretty fucking shitty game on his part on his return to the NFL. Well, another great game. Tom Brady came back after his Super Bowl victory and went through a rash of shit over deflated balls, excuse me. Kind of like their testicles, I guess. Anyway, the game was actually pretty good. Well done by Tom Brady. He walked away with 4 TDs, no interceptions. Threw 3 of those TDs out of the 4 to Rob Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski went for 94 yards in that game. I don't remember exactly how many receptions he received. But outstanding game by everyone on the Patriots. The Pittsburgh Steelers stuck around though. They were falling behind, but they came back, tried to win the game, but unfortunately fell short to a 28-21 defeat. So not a bad game on that one. Unfortunately, it wasn't that entertaining because most of the time the Steelers trailed this game. So, I mean, it felt like it was a one-sided game anyway, despite the fact the score was 28-21 altogether. Buffalo really shocked a lot of people. Buffalo walked away 27-14. Outstanding production by Tyrod Taylor, their new starting quarterback on Buffalo. He played outstanding. No interceptions, 1 TD, 195 yards, I believe. He didn't go over and beyond, in yardage, but he was accurate. He didn't throw in interceptions, and he helped his team win it with a 27-14 victory. Very good defense, I guess you can say, by Buffalo. I mean, they only allowed 14 points in that game, so that was pretty shocking. Green Bay and Chicago. 31-23 Green Bay. What a close game this was. Back and forth action. Didn't know who the hell was going to win this one. And Green Bay, being Green Bay, having Aaron Rodgers as one of their top-notch quarterbacks in the NFL, they walked away with the victory and won 31-23. Not too bad on their part. Kansas City won 27-20 over the Houston Texans. That was a one-sided ass whooping. Only thing is that Houston was starting to make somewhat of a comeback after they got Brian Hoyer out of the starting lineup and brought in somebody else, but it still wasn't good enough for them to get the victory. Jacksonville lost to Carolina 20-9. No surprise there. There was some sports critics saying that the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars were going to beat the Carolina Panthers. What a bunch of morons. The Jets beat the Cleveland Browns 31-10. That wasn't a shocker either. What's his name? Johnny Manziel, who's slowly slipping out of my mind. I could give a fuck less about Johnny Manziel. He is not that impressive, and he proved it in that game. Definitely did not do anything all that extraordinary in that game either. St. Louis and Seattle. Holy fucking shit. Surprising game here. St. Louis walked away 34-31. And Nick Foles, my God, the freaking Eagles, why did they get rid of this guy? I mean, they had a good game. I won't deny the Eagles had a good game against the Falcons, despite the fact that they lost. I believe, though, if Nick Foles was still part of the Eagles, they would have walked away with that victory, and they wouldn't have been trailing whatsoever in that game. I think they would have been doing just fine against the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm very surprised. Big pickup for St. Louis, definitely. Seattle, shocking here. I can't believe they lost this game. I thought they were going to win. Very surprising game there. Miami beating Washington 17-10. It's like the fucking defense on Miami was asleep. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the pass. Eventually, they got 2 interceptions off of Kirk Cousins, and they finally put them to rest. Their offense was not even there. They weren't in sync, and their offense just absolutely sucked dick. They weren't even alive in this game. If they play next week against a good team, they're going to lose, which I'm pretty sure they're going to be playing against a good team. So, good luck to them. They're going to need it. Arizona versus New Orleans. Arizona, wow. They kicked some ass in this one, 31-19. I believe Carson Palmer was actually playing throughout this game. He had a very good game. Drew Brees has slipped off of his winning ways. I don't know what's happened with him. He hasn't been doing a whole lot in competing and being good, but next week he's playing against Tampa, so I'm definitely taking New Orleans over Tampa, especially the travesty of a game that they played against the fucking Tennessee Titans. What a fucking shitty-ass game the Tampa Bay Buccaneers played. Which, since I'm talking about, final score on that was 42-14. Mariota scored 4 touchdowns, 207 yards, complete accuracy, and was right on the money every step of the way from beginning of the game to the end. Jameis Winston proving once again he was the worst pick Tampa Bay could have taken. They should have taken Mariota in the first round of the draft. Definitely very shocking on that one. I really thought, though, in that game, the Bucs were going to be in a close one against the Titans, and it just was, from beginning to end, was a complete ass whooping. We also had Detroit losing to San Diego. San Diego and Detroit were going back and forth. From what I saw on the scoreboard while I was watching the Dolphins and Washington game, it went back and forth. Finally, San Diego walked away with the victory, 33-28 over Detroit. Pretty decent game. I don't know exactly the stat-wise, but no need to get into that too much. Pretty sure both teams did very well stat-wise, quarterback-wise, Matthew Stafford and Phillip Rivers. So definitely, that was definitely a good game. I wish I could have seen it, but me being in Tampa Bay, it's kind of hard to see that. Probably the only games you really can see here is Miami and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So nothing surprising there, unless there's a primetime game or something like that. The Denver Broncos won 19-13 over the Baltimore Ravens. Whoop-de-fucky-doo. Who really cares? Both of these teams played like shit. I can't believe Joe Flacco threw 2 interceptions this game, was not even accurate, didn't even get over 200 yards, and Peyton Manning was no better. He was fucking horrible. He threw 1 interception, under 200 yards, throwing on the ground, low for his receivers to catch it. I saw some of the highlights during the last couple of days since Sundays went by, and I have to say, this was depressing. Very fucking depressing to hear, see, and witness some of the highlights that occurred during this game. Glad I did not see this travesty. Was absolute garbage. The only thing that was going right was the defense, I guess. I don't fucking know. I didn't even see this game, and not that I missed anything because both of them played like shit. So nothing so big there to, make comments about. Cincinnati beat Oakland 33-13. I mean, Derek Carr was pretty accurate. He didn't. I don't think he threw too many. I don't think he threw any interceptions in that game. But still, no surprise there. Cincinnati walked away with the victory. I was thinking maybe that Oakland was going to be a surpriser, win the game by a close one over Cincinnati, but unfortunately, the favorite won that one. Dallas and New York Giants. This game was the most bizarre, weird game I have ever seen. The freaking New York Giants are winning 23-20. They're driving down the field. They're in the red zone. They have an opportunity to score a touchdown, put this game out of reach, and they go ahead. They tell their running back not to score? Why not? What, they don't think that they can stop the Dallas Cowboys offense, which they've been doing throughout the entire game? They just started to pick things up, and they would have been leading by fucking 10 points in that game, 30-20. It would have been out of reach. They wouldn't have been able to win. They'd have to get another field goal. So they had to kick an onside kick and get a touchdown on top of it besides that. They would have had to first get the touchdown and then get the onside kick to make things easier for them. So give me a break. That was the worst decision making. I don't know who the hell made that comment to their running back on the Giants, but absolutely stupid. Then on top of it, you have Eli Manning, who seems to be playing like his fucking brother out there, I guess, at this point. He goes ahead, he hikes the ball. He looks like he's trying to do a play-action rollout pass. He throws the ball away instead of taking the sack so that the time can wind down where they'd have less time, and Dallas had no timeouts. Now, granted, me being a Cowboys fan, I was extremely happy by this, but I didn't get the logic behind what Eli Manning was doing here. This was absolutely ridiculous. He managed to fuck that up for the Giants. They kick a field goal, take the lead 26-20, and Tony Romo impressed everybody. Took them right down the field and scored a touchdown and won the game. Unfortunately, Des Bryant is no longer part of the team right now because he's out with a major injury with his toe being broken. So he has to have surgery done on that, and he's going to be out for a couple of weeks, which is going to suck balls for the Cowboys at this point. And of course, I already made mention about the San Francisco 49ers defeating Minnesota 20-3, and the Atlanta Falcons beat Philadelphia 26-24. So very impressive games. I wasn't too dissatisfied with the games this week. Last year was boring as shit. I was not entertained by this, but very good start to the first week of the regular season of the NFL. Let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think of the NFL for week 1, and what you guys think of this video? If you'd like to see more of them, I definitely will. Anyway, at this time, thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button and have a great night, guys. Bye.